It's too nice to be stuck inside the soul. We can all be getting our faces suntan. It's so nice to be dozing under a tree. So we'll all be out of a job.
Is we used to do the girls' assemblies, so we used to crawl into the ceiling and drop pebbles on them from the holes in the ceiling.
I'd be looking at that little hole in the wall with binoculars and check, and then I'd see when you drop the pedal. Okay, you hit somebody.
You hit the target.
You hit somebody 2 or 3 rows back a little bit.
Try to remember the 9th of September when grass was green and rain was yellow. Try to remember the 9th of September when you were a tender and callow fellow. Try to remember, and if you remember, then follow.
And we went to the whole show, and it finished. Maybe it was finished first time, whatever it was. It finished with the whole cast like this, but we were in front of the curtain, and we were like this, and nothing was happening, and you couldn't close the curtain because we were all in front of the curtain, and Doyle was in the back, and I'll never forget Doyle in the back shouting, "Fig, help them!"
We never really had a full dress rehearsal before opening night for She Loves Me. And so what happened was that afternoon, I think we had a half day or something, and that afternoon we went, Peter was running a couple numbers, and one of the numbers that he ran was Where's My Other Shoe? Consequently, I had one shoe on, one shoe off. We didn't go through the whole scene, but we had a blackout. I went off stage and I screamed bloody murder because I stepped on a nail. And you're laughing!
Because it's funny!
I stepped on a nail. And, there was blood coming out, everything. So Peter heard me crying, screaming. He came running up the stairs and he yanked it out of my heel. And I went to the doctors and got a tetanus shot. And that night we opened. And
the cast found out that my parents went out of town, and so they decided that the party was going to be at our house. And this wasn't the ending cast party. It wasn't that party. It was during. Because
I missed this.
You must have.
Yeah.
So it was a wild party. Everybody came.
I kind of think Sweeney was organized.
Sweeney.
Yeah, he's the troublemaker.
Because here's what I think happened. So everybody drank way too much and all of this kind of stuff. And the reason I remember this is somebody called the cops, and suddenly everybody said cops.
I remember this.
Everybody took off.
I remember this.
Because I remember I had to clean up, and I opened the washer the next morning, which was down in the basement. It was full to the brim of beer inside the washer. But
so there, in one scene, there's a fire. The barn is on fire. And people are panicking and running everywhere. And Paul has one line, and his line is, "We'll try to save something at least," right? So he's supposed to bring something on with him, right? So he's off stage, he's like, "Oh my God, it's my cue." He grabs whatever he can find. It's the policeman's hat. So I wanted to say to Rich Haney, I said, "So, just exactly what was your cat doing in the barn, officer?" Apparently that character led a much bigger life than we ever knew.
Right, hanging out the barn, living in that show.
Loves me.
The hilltop over the glen, dear to our hearts, Archbishop Carroll, forever.
I'm seeing Mr. Marichek. He was so into that part, and he sold it so well. that during performances there was no Bill Scatone.
Things that I know we discovered when we went back a couple years ago. There were some things that I remember thinking, that's the same splotch of paint, or that's the same. There were things that was like 40 years later, but it's still the same. It was still there.
Yeah.
And but we're not the same.
Things in the life.
Scranton Sally, what a dolly. She will knock you off your trolley. Tender-hearted, sympathetic, fond of fun and games, and very athletic. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry from Altoona to Wilkes-Barre takes the train to Scranton frequently. They don't come to see a movie or a local musicale. They want Scranton, Scranton, Scranton Sal. There you go.
Bring my wife's preserves. Champagne might be nice with our girl. It's too nice, it's too nice. She's back inside her soul. We can all be getting.
What I've never told anybody was I thought you were cute. You were hanging around the stage from time to time, so I figured if I followed Dave, I might run into you. Now, as a result of that, I get involved in theater. I meet my wife through theater. You meet your husband through theater. My children were raised backstage to learn to be self-reliant. My one daughter is an OR nurse, a kick-ass type of. This all becomes, you were cute, dear. So.
Such a tingle. What the hell?